You finally decided to master your English in 2025, right? Let's get real. Learning English is not just about memorizing words or grammar rules. It's about to grow the ability to communicate. And for that, you need a plan. And in this video, I've got a step-by-step plan for you so you can master your English in 2025. Step 1. Set a clear goal. First things first, ask yourself, why do I want to learn English? What is the reason for me to learn English? Do you need it for work or school? Are you planning to travel or move abroad? Or maybe you just love learning languages. So for this step, you have to write down your goal. What is exactly your goal of learning English? You could write something like, by December 2025, I want to confidently hold a 15-minute conversation with a native speaker. You have your goal. Now let's break it into smaller pieces so they become more achievable and accessible. How to do that? You have to write something like, by March, I want to understand 70% of an English TV show without subtitles. Great. Now that you've set your goal, you're ready to take the second step, which is you have to build your daily routine based on your goal. Let me give you an example routine. You can copy this, or if not, you can make your own routine. Okay, in the mornings when you wake up, you have to practice your English for 20 or 30 minutes. How? You can listen to a podcast or a YouTube video while having breakfast. It's easy. Or you can read 5 to 10 sentences from websites, articles, or a book in English. And in the afternoons, you have to practice your English for about 30 minutes. You can watch a short English video from YouTube, TED Talks, or whatever you want. And it's not just about watching, you have to repeat the sentences you hear. Repeat them out loud, so you can work on your pronunciation. It's the best thing you can do to improve your pronunciation. So now that you have practiced your English for 1 hour, let's go to evenings. What can I do in the evenings to improve my English? If you have the time, you can put 30 or 40 minutes for your English and you can practice your English. You can write a short diary about your day in English, or you can make a social media post in English. If you're obsessed with Instagram, YouTube, or TikTok, you can make a post in English. Or the second thing that you can do is to chat with an AI bot. I remember that most of my students told me that I don't have any partners to speak English with, and AI has solved this problem. Now you can chat, talk, speak, holding a conversation with AI bots anywhere, anytime you want, and almost about anything that you like to talk about. So here's your partner to practice speaking English with. So if you want to see the results of your routine, you have to stick to this routine for at least 30 days. So after 2 weeks, don't come and tell me, oh, Kaman, I used your plan and it didn't work. Of course, it didn't work. You have to have a long-term goal for learning English. Now let's take the third step, which is fixing your weaknesses. Now that you're practicing, now that you have a daily routine and you're practicing English, you can find out what are your weaknesses. Whether you're weak in speaking or listening or writing or reading. In which part you're struggling. Can you find that? So let's fix that. If you're struggling with listening, you don't understand what other people say in English, or when you're watching TV shows, YouTube videos, you don't understand them very well, you're struggling with your listening skill. How to improve that? The first thing and the most important thing you can do is to watch videos with subtitle for the first time and then rewatch them without subtitles. This is really helpful. This is the best method you can do to improve your listening skill. The second thing you can do here is to use shadowing technique. You know shadowing technique, right? It means that you repeat exactly what you hear. If you can't hear properly, that's fine. Turn on the subtitles and pause the video and repeat what the person said. This is called shadowing. And the third tip to improve your listening, which I love, and personally I use this method a lot when I was working on my listening skill, is to write down everything you hear while you're listening to something. I used to listen to the songs and I wrote songs down. And whenever I couldn't write every word, that was fine. I just found something, a paper, and wrote whatever I could. That's okay. There is no need for you to understand 100% of everything. 80% or 70% can do the thing. Or what if you're struggling with the speaking part? I mean, you're weak in the speaking skill. You can find a partner in different applications. There are many applications out there, and I don't want to name them. But if you can't find any partners, that's fine. That's totally fine. You can use an AI bot. Talk to them. Have a conversation with them about everything you want. Or if not, you don't like talking to AI bot and you can't find any partners, that's alright. You can talk to yourself in English. Go in front of a mirror and start speaking to yourself in English. And the last tip for improving your speaking skill is trying to voice journaling. What's that? You remember when I said you have to write everything down at the end of your day? Okay, now you have to record everything that happened to you during a day. This is called voice journaling. You record yourself. Okay, Cameron, what if I'm weak in grammar and vocabulary? I mean, I lack grammar knowledge or vocabulary knowledge. You can use a grammar checker like Grammarly that can correct your grammar mistakes. But if you don't want to do that, you have to learn the words in phrases. What do I mean? I mean, try not to memorize a single word. If you are to memorize something, try to memorize the whole phrase. Like, instead of just learning take and memorizing take, remember the whole phrase, take a break, or take a chance. So you have to identify your weakest skill and focus on it for 1 month. And you can track your progress, record yourself speaking, and compare after 3 months. And the step 4 is to create real-life English experiences. So by now, you should be able to, hold basic conversations. But let's take it a little further. You can join English communities on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, or wherever you want, like Reddit. Any platforms that you like. Join in English communities. Switch your phone and apps to English. Think in English. This is the hardest step you can take. But try to describe your day or a situation for yourself in your head in English. If you have the chance to travel or to exchange your knowledge online, do it. Now that we are in October and we have the time to December, you can take the 5th step. You are near to achieving your fluency and you can keep it forever. How? So, you've learned anything you wanted and now it's time to maintain what you learned. You can teach someone else. Teaching someone else doesn't mean that you're a teacher, and you don't need a teacher's abilities. Teaching someone else means you can teach to your little brother, little sister, or whoever you want. Or just imagine that you're teaching to someone else. That's gonna do the job. Now you have to consume advanced contents. You can read books in English, you can watch TV shows in English, more advanced TV shows, and you can take online courses in English. The last tip is to keep speaking. Fluency fades if you stop using it. So try to keep going. Try to practice every day. Action plan for this part is to start reading a full book in English. Or you can take an official English test like IELTS, TOEFL, or Duolingo English test to measure your progress. Keep learning. There is always more to explore. And that's it. If you follow this plan, this 5-step plan, you can be fluent by the end of 2025. And you'll be able to speak English confidently. Remember, consistency is the key. You have to practice every day. By just putting 1 hour every day, you're gonna get a really big result after 1 year. Now tell me in the comments, what's your English goal for 2025? What do you want to achieve in 2025? Don't forget to like this video if this was helpful to you.